Hello, this is Mrs. Rodriguez, your pre-algebra teacher. This video is a review for the Chapter 12 test that's coming up. The problems are from a practice, or I'm sorry, the Chapter 12 quiz that's coming up. The questions are from a practice quiz on page 731 of your textbook, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Not too many problems that we'll go over. So like I said, this is a review for the Chapter 12 quiz for pre-algebra. Okay. So Chapter 12 is all about three-dimensional figures. And three-dimensional figures have a length, a width, and a depth or height. Okay. And intersecting planes can form three-dimensional figures or solids. A polyhedron is a solid with flat surfaces that are polygons. Okay, so there's some vocab that you need to be familiar with. So you need to know what an edge is, and that is where two planes intersect in a line. So looking here, change colors here. Like this would be an edge right here. All of these would be edges like this. Each line basically would be an edge, okay? And then a face is a flat surface. So like this side here would be a face, the top would be a face, the bottom would be a face, the left side, the front side, and the back side. And then a vertex is where three or more planes intersect at a point. So like right here, right here, right here, right here. All of these are going to be vertices, okay, back here also, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and look at a problem. It says, identify each figure named the bases, faces, edges, and vertices, okay? So for the bases, okay? So here, our base is going to be a triangle right here. So one of the bases is going to be STV. Oh, that's this one back here. STV. So this one has two bases. And then the other base is this front one, ZYW. Okay, so those are the bases, okay? Then the faces, I'll just do different colors. So the faces are kind of like sides, you might want to call them. So we have this on top, STYZ. So this is going to be one. And then we have WYZ. Oop. So this base is also going to be a face. And then we have over here, this one here, TVWY. So this rectangular face over here. So TVWY. And then we have the other base, the STV. Okay, this one over here. STV. And then on the bottom, we have SVWZ. Okay. SVWZ. Okay. Just pick a different color. So then for the edges, we have this side, this edge here, SZ. Then we have TY right here. And then we have VW right here. And then we have SV over here. And then we have WZ right here. And then we have ST over here. And then YZ right here. And then TV right here. And then the last one is YW right here. Okay, so basically every single line. Okay, and then for the vertices, well, that kind of looks like, all right, let's see, try a green color. Okay, so for the vertices, it would just be S, T, V, W, Y, and Z. Okay, so those are the bases, the faces, the edges, and the vertices. Okay, you need to be able to identify each one of those. Okay, when given a figure. All right, so next problem says to draw and describe the shape resulting from each cross section. Okay, so here, if we have this figure and we put a plane right through it and kind of slices it in half there, what we end up having is a triangle. Okay, so that's the shape it ends up making. Okay, all right. And then it talks about prisms, and that is a polyhedron with two parallel congruent faces called bases. So here we have a pentagon, okay, it has the base, and the bases are polygons. And then a pyramid is a polyhedron with one base that is any polygon. So right here is a hexagon, and its other faces are triangles. Okay, see how these are triangles, okay? And prisms and pyramids are named by the shape of their bases, okay? So in a prism, these sides or the faces around are going to be rectangles, and then in a pyramid, they are triangles, okay? All right, so we need to be able to find the volume of prisms, okay? So here we have a prism, and we would use this formula, volume equals capital B, so that's area of the base times the height, okay? And then here we have like a triangular prism, okay? All right, so here the base is a triangle, so this is a triangular prism, so we would be using the formula volume is equal to area of the base times the height, okay? So when you're showing your work, make sure you show each one of these steps. So the area of a triangle, recall, is half of the base times the height. That's of the triangle. Then you still multiply by the height of the prism, okay? So we plug in our values, the base of the triangle. Here we have our right angle. So the base of the triangle would be 2. And then the height of the triangle is over here, which is the 7 7/10. And then the height of the prism is going to be this here, the 8. No, the height of the prism, sorry, is this over here, the 5. Okay. So we would take half of 2, which is 1, and multiply by 7 7/10, and then by 5. So 1 times 7 7/10 is 7 7/10, and then we multiply by 5, So then you just punch that into a calculator, and the volume is 38 and 5/10 centimeters cubed. And then that is your final answer. Okay. Okay, so we have triangular prisms where the base is a triangle. We have rectangular prisms. The bases are rectangles. We have triangular pyramids where the base is a triangle, and rectangular pyramids where the base is a rectangle, but the faces here would be triangles. Okay. All right, so here we have a rectangular prism. Okay. So we have area of the base times the height. So the base here is a square, so that would be 5 times 5, and then the height is also 5. So we have 5 times 5, which is 25, and 25 times 5 would be 125, and this is centimeters cubed, okay, because we're asking about the volume. Okay. All right, so then we have solids that are not polyhedrons. So we have an example of that would be a cylinder, because the base is not a polygon. Okay, the base is going to be a circle. Okay, and it has parallel bases, and we have the curved side. And then a cone has one circular base and then a vertex connected by a curved side. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at some of these. So volume of a cylinder would be equal to the area of the base, so the area of a circle, which is pi r squared, and then you would multiply that by the height, okay? And so that would be pi r squared times the height, okay? All right, so here we have a cylinder. So remember, our formula is area of the base times the height, and this time our base is a circle, and the area of a circle is pi r squared, and then we're multiplying by the height of the cylinder, okay? So we have pi times the radius of the circle, which is 4, and then the height of the cylinder, which is 8. So we have pi times 4 times 4, which is 16, times 8. So 16 times 8 is 128. And then you would multiply by pi. You just put that in your calculator, and you round it off to the nearest 10, and you get 402 and 1/10 inches cubed. Okay. Again, we're talking about volume, so it's to the third power. All right, so then we have a volume of a pyramid, okay? So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the area of the base times the height of the prism, okay? All right, so here we have a pyramid. So our formula is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the prism. So 1/3, the area of the base would be 8 times 5. And then the height of the prism is right here, which is 12, okay? So we multiply 8 times 5, that's going to be 40, times 12. And we can multiply 40, or we can multiply 1/3 times 12, right? 1/3 times 12 over 1. We could cross simplify here, and we end up with 4 over 1, which is just 4. So that's 4 times 40. And then, so the volume is 160 millimeters cubed, okay? All right, next problem talks about volume of a sphere. So the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed, okay? All right, so let's look at this sphere. Remember, the formula is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed, okay? So we have 4/3 times pi, the radius is 3. So that's 3 to the 3rd power, okay? So that would be 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3 again, which is 27. So we multiply 4/3 times 27. And when we do that, we can cross simplify. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 27 9 times. And then 4 times 9 is 36. 1 times 1 is 1. 36 divided by 1 is 36. So we've got 36 times pi. Punch that into a calculator, round it to the nearest tenth. And we've got 113 and 1/10. And this is feet cubed. Okay. All right. Next one, our next section, talks about the volume of a cone. So that's 1/3 times the area of the base, which the base is a circle. So that would be pi r squared times the height of the cone. So your formula ends up being volume is equal to 1/3 times pi r squared times the height. Okay. So here it says a baker is using a cake decorating bag in the shape of a cone. How much frosting can fit in the bag if its diameter? So let me just draw the cone here. Okay, so the diameter is 4 inches. Okay, so all of the way across is 4 inches. And then the height is 9 inches. Okay, and then it says to round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so the formula for the volume of a cone is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. So remember the base is a circle, and the formula for area of a circle is pi r squared, and then times the height of the cone. So we've got 1/3 times pi. The radius, now it gave us the diameter is 4, so to get the radius, you just divide by 2, okay? So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then you would square that, and then multiply by the height of the cone, which is 9. So we've got 1/3 times pi, 2 squared is 4, and then times 9. So then I would multiply 1/3 times 9 because I can simplify, okay? And I end up with 3 over 1, which is 3. So that would be 3 times 4 times pi. I still have to multiply by the 4. And so 3 times 4 is 12. And then I type into my calculator 12 times pi. And you round to the nearest tenth, and I get 37 7/10 inches cubed. Okay. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you noticed that most of these problems you have to know the formula, okay, and then be able to plug in the values into the formula and then solve. So what I recommend that you do is you have a note card or a piece of paper where you have all of your formulas written down. So when you're taking a quiz, you can just say, oh, this is the formula for a cone, this is the formula for a triangular prism, and then you just applying them, okay? All right, if you have any questions, please call, text, email me, and I'd be happy to help you. Have a great day and good luck on your quiz.